So you are live. Just waiting a few minutes for a few people to come on and join me. Waiting for Facebook to find my friends and come on and join me for a few minutes. I just want to be on for a few minutes and just talk about um, a month ago, this day a month ago, I had a stroke, a blood clot stroke. And I just want to thank God that I'm still here, that I have all of my faculties and everything is working okay. Everything is doing fine. I'm okay. I'm still recovering. Some issues that I didn't know were issues. I just went to the neurologist the other day, and if I get pulled over by the police right now, just say I'm swerving on the road and on my phone might just be swerving on the road. You know, we be on our phone while we driving, and sometimes we swerve a little bit. And if I get pulled over right now, uh, just say I'm swerving on the road and I get pulled over right now. What's going on, brother Yourself? Thanks for coming on. And I get pulled over right now. If they feel sobriety test me, I'm not gonna pass the test. So I went to the doctor the other day and he had me to do some exercises and man, I was struggling, man, just to walk. Um, one foot in the other, one foot in the other, just to stand up straight and hold my arms out straight. My equilibrium was off, my balance was off. And that right there for me was shocking. It was challenging for me mentally. And this whole process has just been a struggle for me mentally and emotionally. I'm just going through a stroke, never having had any issues like this ever before in my life. What's going on, Big Rich? Rich Dollars, how you doing, man? Never having went through anything like this in my life. Um, and I was sickly growing up. I had some virus that I would get every year. It would start in my sinuses, and then it would just move from my sinuses all throughout. And it was COVID-like symptoms that I would get every year growing up. And all of my younger life, I went to the hospital probably every year for about a week. I was in the hospital all of my life. So with this virus, so never really. I mean, I was sickly, but never really had anything, like a stroke, anything that trauma, that traumatic. Um, yeah, I'm trying to take it day by day, Rich, and so nothing that traumatic, but the emotional drain and the psychological impact that it has on you. Um, you don't know until you're in that situation, and so I seen. Um, just walking through the process, I seen walking and just walking through. I see myself in that. Thanks, Rich. Thank Diane for coming on. I just see myself walking through this process, and I'm having some days where I'm just literally crying, because um, man, I don't even know how to even explain it, but God has been with me. God has been with me. He's been with me. Hey, Sadia, he's been with me, and he's definitely shown himself strong. Um, what was amazing about it all? What's going on, brother Richard Palmer? What's amazing about it all was the doctor said that my body recovered. So Wanda Williams, thank you for coming on. God bless you. The doctor said the way my body recovered was amazing. He said your body recovered like you were a super athlete. And I was like, what? And I'm so out of shape right now. I was like he said, he said, your body literally responded and started repairing itself. Um, like, like I said, like you were a super athlete. So with that being said, um, when when you've exhausted seemingly the grace of God on your life with bad habits and bad issues, not really managing your body right and not really managing the things that God has given you properly, and you experience something traumatic, as I've experienced, um, the bounty of God just arrests the situation. And I'm just thinking about it. At some point, I've had a little bit of survivor's remorse, because I've had a couple of friends after me have uh, had strokes, and one of my boys was on life support for a week, and he had a stroke a couple days, a couple weeks after me. He had a stroke, and he was on life support, and a portion of his body is shut down, and I still can move all of my limbs. I'm still weak on the right side, but I can move all of my limbs. I got my mind is still sharp. I'm still able to think, and process things normally. Sometimes it gets a little fuzzy. I forget a few things sometimes, but nonetheless, I'm here, and I'm blessed. I'm healing, and I'm progressing fine throughout this process. But I just want to thank you all. Come on and just thank you. Hey, Lakeish, I just wanted to come on and thank you all for your prayers. I felt your prayers. I felt you all praying for me. I felt the energy of the Holy Spirit through the process. While I was in the hospital for 5 days. Whew, whatever you do, don't go to the hospital. Don't try to keep yourself healthy where you ain't got to go to the hospital. They're waking you up at 3 and 4 in the morning. And they had me just going over stuff, touching my nose, touching their fingers, and just talking. And I'm just like, it's 4 in the morning. Why are y'all bothering me? Why y'all bother me at 4 in the morning, at 3 in the morning? Giving you medicine, and I know they're doing their job, and I thank God for Kaiser. I thank God for Kaiser. They were amazing to me. I got there. Because it started on that morning. I woke up, and I wasn't feeling right on my right side of my body. The right side of my body was feeling kind of strange, and I didn't know what was going on. So I left out, went to the school, just did my normal. Yeah. So on the 4 in the morning, I did my normal. How you just moving around doing your normal day. But I noticed throughout the day I was getting dizzy, and I was seeing double vision sometime throughout the day. Um, and only thing I'm having issues with, and my head is hurting right now. That's why I'm kind of taking, kind of stopping a little bit. Um, I've just been having headaches really bad since the stroke, and right now I'm at about a 6-7 in terms of pain with the headache that I currently have right now. But at any rate, I was just moving throughout the day, and I kept feeling my right side getting weaker, and it started feeling like I was dragging it, and dragging the right side of my body. So I didn't know what was going on. So after I left the school, I was shopping for my grandkids, my 3 grandsons in Texas. And so I went to the store, and I was buying them some clothes. And while I was buying them the clothes, I just kept feeling myself getting worse and worse and worse. So I left out of there, called my wife. I'm like, something's not right. I'm going to the doctor. She said, go to Kaiser Vallejo. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to Kaiser Vallejo. Kaiser Vallejo seemed like a death sentence sometimes up in there. I was just like, no, I'm not going there. You know what? I'm supposed to someone to get that blood pressure machine, and I'm gonna order it today. I was ordering stuff off Amazon this morning and forgot to get it. I'm gonna order as soon as I get off the phone with you. Hey, Bishop Willis, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining me. And so I was moving throughout the day, and so when I told the wife, I said, I'm not, something not right. I'm not feeling right. I said, I'm gonna go to the doctor. So she said, go to Vallejo. I said, no, I'm not going to Vallejo. I'm gonna go to Vacaville. She said, so if you're going to Vacaville, stop by and get me, because we've just bought a house in Vacaville. So I stopped by the house, got her, and I started to stay home. And the better part of me said, you better go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. Um, we sat in emergency in the waiting room for 7 hours, y'all. 7 hours. So throughout the process of me being in emergency for 7 hours, Costco got him. Okay, I'm gonna go get one from there. Um, Throughout the process, yes, yes, Bishop. Throughout the process, thank you. So throughout the process, they take my blood. They take 11 vials of blood from me. So I finally get in the back. I finally get in the back room, and I'm in the back room. And so the doctor comes in, and he's asking me some questions because he can't figure out um, what's going on, because my blood, all of my blood work was, all my panels were fine. There was no issues. So he says, man, I'm going to have to stick with the stroke. He said, man, it's a stroke. And he said, but this is what I'm going to do. He said, I'm going to do a CAT scan on you. And then after I do the CAT scan, I'm going to do a MRI. So the MRI guy, he said, but the caveat is the MRI doctor is in, he's not in. And I said, okay. So I got to sit here in this room all night till the morning. I'm like, I'm getting ready to go. My wife said, we're not going nowhere. You're going to stay right here in this bed, and we're going to find out what's going on. So the doctor ended up coming in. I don't know if they called him and he came in for me specifically, but he ended up coming in. So the MRI doctor. So they did the CT scan, and they put an IV on me, and they pushed some stuff in my system that made my whole body feel wet and heavy. Felt like I was, hey, what's up, G? Felt like I was had you peed on myself. It was, that's what it was. So they ran me through that, and Kimberly Mitchell, thank you for joining. They ran me through that, and that was fine. So I finished that up. I went and did the CAT scan. I did the MRI. Hey, what's up, Emil? Man, I gotta talk to you. But we was laughing. Juan had us in the barbershop falling out laughing about something you was talking. You was telling him, and I gotta hit you about it so you can finish the story to me. So at any rate, we Zoe commit, thank you. So thanks, bro, thank you. So he does the MRI. This guy was yeah, yes, G, thank you, man. This guy was amazing. This MRI guy was amazing, man. The way he did that MRI, I didn't even know I was in the tube. And they had sedated me a little bit, because I do kind of have a little claustrophobic a little bit, being in tight spaces for a moment until I can kind of get my mind caught up to, being in a small space. So he did the MRI. They took me back to the room. I was asleep. About 2 hours later, the doctor comes in, and he wakes me up. He wakes me up with, have you ever had a stroke before? And I was like, no, I've never had a stroke before. I've never been to the hospital for something like this. I don't, no, I'm not familiar with, no. And so he asked me a bunch of more questions. And so I asked him, I say, so what happened? And he said, oh, he looked at me like, hey, Melinda, how you doing? He looked at me like, have you been listening to what I've been saying to you? And I was like, yeah. And he said, you had a stroke. And I said, I had a stroke. And I just started crying. I didn't, I just started crying. I just started boohoo crying, because it was just emotional for me. I didn't know. So I didn't know what was going on. So I stayed in emergency for 24 hours in the emergency room, in emergency. So I was asleep, and I woke up to my little sister. She was rubbing my arm. And then my mama came in. And while my mom was there, the doctor comes in again. And this was maybe, I don't know, 10 o'clock or so. And the doctor comes in, and he's talking to me again, and he's explaining to me what's going on. And then he goes to the computer. He pulls a computer up, and he shows me my brain, and then he shows me my brain, and then he shows me the blood clot in my brain. And it's on the left side of my brain, so it affected the right side of my body. Um, I started crying again. My mama laid hands on me. She started praying for me. Um, she got me calmed down, and then I listened to some more of what he had to say, and then they got me up. They got me up to the room, and then while I was in the room, um, they put me in a private room. Nurses were great. Everybody was great at Kaiser. I know Kaiser got a bad reputation for some things, but they were diligent, and they were um, on their game. Hey Marley, how you doing? Thank you for coming on. They were on their game with me. They were thorough. They went through the progressions the way they were supposed to, and it ended up being a good experience in spite of my prognosis. And so, hey, Andrea, thank you for joining me. So, in spite of my prognosis, the service that they gave me was excellent at Kaiser throughout this process. But I want to say to us, what's up, Reg? How you doing, Dawson? So, what caused the blood clot? I just went to the neurologist on Thursday, I think it was last week. What caused the blood clot was high blood pressure. Now watch this, y'all. I didn't even know my blood pressure was high like this. I didn't even know my blood pressure was spiking to the levels that it had to be spiking to in order for, I knew I had high cholesterol, but I didn't know I had high blood pressure. I have gained a whole lot of weight in the last 10 years. I've put on a whole lot of weight. I'm extreme overweight in terms of my BMI chart. Um, oh yeah, you're a stroke survivor too, man, sis. Praying for you. So he what's up, Ken? Thank you for joining me. So I go to the doctor, and so he tells me, he says, this is what caused your blood clot. This is a neurologist. He said, this is what caused your blood clot. He said, this is what caused a stroke. He said, based on the size of the blood clot, that's how he was able to determine. They put me on a heart monitor. I've been on a heart monitor now for 30 days. I just took it off. I got to send it back so they can run the heart monitor. He said, oh no, did he? Is he okay? Tell him I'm praying for him. So, man, Brother Dotson. Hey, Sister Hudson. So he told me, he said the anything under 15 millimeter, any blood clot under 15 millimeter is a direct result of high blood pressure. The blood clot formed. Hey, Vanessa Bailey, how you doing? The blood clot formed through the. Yes, I'm good, bro. I'm making it through, man. So the blood clot was formed through the plaque from my arteries being, strained. So it formed a blood clot, and so what pushed the blood clot through the process was my high blood pressure. And so high blood pressure caused a blood clot, and the blood clot caused the stroke. It's emotional for me still, but the blood clot caused a stroke, caused me to stop the blood flow from flowing through my brain for however long it needed to do. I don't know how long that process was. Yes, I am. I'm trying to take care of myself, Vanessa. So I'm working through the process. And so sitting in the neurologist's office, he has me do some exercises, And I didn't respond like I thought I should have responded. I thought my body should have responded better than what it responded, but it didn't. It didn't respond the way I thought it should have responded. So for me, that's challenging for me still on another level, because I'm used to, my body responding. But then I gotta take a long look at what I just came through. And I can't rush the process. But you want to hurry up and get yourself better, and you don't want to be under the doctor's care. You don't want to be in no situation where your life is pushed in a bubble. um I call it existential misery, where your existential misery is now the process that's driving your lifestyle. I didn't never want to be in this position. And I ended up here. Uh, the devil is busy. The devil gonna try to take you out. He's gonna try to discourage you in every way possible and cause you to lose faith and focus on what God is doing in your life. And or he'll pile on some of the already issues that you're already struggling with, things that may not be going as planned, may not be happening like you thought they should happen. And now, you got this issue added to what was already ailing you, and you was already struggling with, what you were already mentally in warfare with, trying to, work the process through this process. I done had moments where I've literally had to fight within myself to keep from harming myself. I didn't know I could get here. I didn't know I could get here. I didn't know I could get here to this place where I'm literally, literally thinking about harming myself. Because I'm almost saying to myself, this is just too much. This is too much. But his grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient. And I just again want to thank y'all for praying for me. Um, if I didn't have all of y'all praying for me, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know what would have happened. Thank God for my wife. She came through. She came through. I mean, and I mean this. I mean, it was it's not that we even should even be. Some would say, why do you have to even thank God for your wife? She's your wife, or he's your husband. He's supposed to be there. But it's not the case with everybody. Some folk married and walking through stuff alone, married and struggling alone. They lonely. They in a jam, and they got a spouse, but she took care of me. She made sure it was okay. She prayed me through. She walked with me through this process, and I just thank God for her. Couldn't have married a better person. Couldn't have married a better woman. Couldn't have married a better woman. I just thank God that he gave me her. Because without her, and without my kids, and without my family, I would have, strong as I am, as solid as I am, I would have harmed myself. I wouldn't be here. I'm telling you, I would have harmed myself. I would not be here with being able to even have this conversation. Some of y'all would have been at my funeral by now, because of the intensity and the fight of the emotional fight was intense. Was intense. Was intense. I mean, I literally had to battle with myself. I literally had to have a conversation with myself. I literally had to pray myself through, walk myself through, talk myself through, walk myself through moments of harming myself. Literally had to do this. I tell you no lie. Because this is just not the only thing that I'm dealing with. This is not the only thing that I'm dealing with. So, I'm fighting through. So, this was an add-on to already the intensity of what I'm already struggling with. But when the enemy steps in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord, when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord steps in and lifts up a standard against him. Y'all keep praying for me. Y'all keep praying for me. I'm here. I'm doing okay. I'm walking through. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna live another day. I'm taking it day by day. Wanting my body to recover and wanting my body to come back into alignment with itself. Get my wind back. Get my hey Jessica Lee, thank you for joining me. Get my wind back, build my strength back up, still weak on my right side, but it's yes, thank you. I'm working it through. I got to go to physical therapy. I got to do some physical therapy sessions. And once I get through a physical therapy, maybe I'll be all right. Hey, Bishop Harrison, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Once I get through physical therapy and everything, I should be okay. But y'all just keep praying for me. Hold me up. Y'all hold me up. I'm so serious. Hold me up as I hold you all up. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jessica, for praying for me. Thank all of y'all for praying for me. Prayer works, y'all. It works. Prayer works. Prayer will beat back the hands of the enemy. He can't have, man. Prayer is so powerful. It's a powerful entity that God uses. Hey, Nikki, that God uses to empower the one that's receiving the prayer. The one that's receiving the prayer. But thank y'all again for praying for me. Thank you, Bishop Perez. How you doing, man? Thank you so much, man. I seen your book, man. I'm gonna try to grab it from you. Try to buy the book from you. Well, I'm gonna buy the book from you. I'm gonna buy the book from you, man. So send me the link so I can get the book, man. Yes, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm here. I'll be back in my pulpit soon, and y'all keep praying for us as we endeavor to do the work of the Lord. God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm stunned. I've been fighting back tears this whole time I've been on here talking to y'all. I've really been just fighting back tears and just trying to hold myself together. Y'all pray for me. I know I keep saying it, but I really mean it. And God bless y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. All gas, no brakes, sis. Let's go. All gas, no brakes. Let's go. All gas, no brakes. Again, thank y'all. Thank you, Lanier Oliver and Diane Wheeler. Thank y'all for coming on and joining us on today. We'll be back again real soon. Hope to see y'all. We're going to put something together for men's health and do something along that line, some kind of meeting and have some people come in. My little sister, she's a sleep apnea specialist, Elizabeth Hudson. That was one of the other things too, Nikki, that the neurologist, I forgot to tell you that the neurologist said, "Hey, McGill, how you doing, bro?" Um, yeah, I'll text you my number, Bishop Harrison. I'll text you my number. Oh, I lost my train of thought that fast. Oh yeah, he said uh, the other thing that can cause a stroke, y'all, is sleep apnea. And so he's gonna order me a sleep apnea test. Uh, yes, sir. Yes, for Ken. So yeah, I'm well, bro. I'm getting it together, man. Hey, Sister Spinks, thank you for coming on. And so the sleep apnea is a thing, y'all, that we need to focus on. We all of us need to go get a sleep apnea test and go through that process with that sleep apnea. Do that sleep apnea. I don't even know what to call it, but whatever it is, do it. Do it. Go get it done. And he said that was partially too the reason why um, I had the stroke. Uh, had the stroke. That was partially the reason why I had the stroke as well. The sleep study. Yeah, it's called a sleep study. Y'all go get that sleep study done. All my people on here, go get that sleep study done, and so y'all can find out and close all the gaps in all the ways that our body could work against us and cause us to go into a stroke or whatever it is, cancer, whatever it is. Let's try to close all the gaps and get all of the things that we need to get done necessary. And that's something I think we all sleep on. We sleep on that sleep study and we don't do it and go get it done. But it's definitely something that needs to be done. So God bless y'all again. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see y'all again real soon. Let me know who having some hot service tonight. Want to go to church. God bless you. Thank you. Hey, Najib, how you doing, sis? Good to see you. I'm working it through. But I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all be blessed and a blessing. Bye.